the future's a bit murky, to be honest with you. The future's uncertain. To keep on going, uh, it's very tough. I hope to carry on streaming in some capacity and making content on the channel. I don't know, though, to be honest with you.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Creator Podcast, where I interview some of the best content creators from around the globe. And today's guest is a special one. He's a London-based streamer who began his YouTube journey back in 2016, and his first video was a clip of Counter-Strike with no commentary and no facecam in sight. Fast forward 8 years and 1,000 videos later, and he has one of the greatest channels on YouTube. Ladies and gents, please join me in welcoming today's podcast guest, SteadyMuffin. Welcome in, SteadyMuffin. How are you, sir? Are you well?
Yeah, not too bad. Doing good, yeah.
Right, so we'll kick things off by, for anyone that doesn't know you or hasn't seen your channel before, can you tell us a little bit about you and who SteadyMuffin is?
Well, I'm a streamer. I used to do videos. I only started streaming really probably over the last 4 years, just before COVID hit. I used to do videos. I didn't do streaming. I'm a gaming channel, variety. Started off doing a lot of COD, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3, World War 2, all the older ones, and then sort of branched away from that when I started streaming. Enjoyed playing Fortnite, Rocket League. Took up Minecraft as well. Very good video of me playing Minecraft for the first time on my channel. And yeah, just have a good time. I play with, that sounds wrong. I play with viewers, people. I play games that people can join in with. I enjoy the, interaction with the chat and the games and stuff like that.
Excellent. So a question I really need to ask you is, where did the name come from? What's with the muffin theme?
Have you never watched one of my Q&As? I've done.
No, I haven't. Obviously, my research isn't that good.
I've done 2 Q&As on my YouTube channel, and both times that came up. Where did the name SteadyMuffin come from? It actually came from a song, a notorious B.I.G. song. I'm a big rap fan. I love a bit of gangster rap, hip hop and stuff like that. And there's a Biggie song where it starts off and he mumbles something into the mic, and I thought he said SteadyMuffin. And my best mate, when I was younger, we were listening to it and I was singing along and I said that, and he was like, "What did you just say?" And I was like, "What? SteadyMuffin?" He was, "No, he says Junior Mafia." And I was like, "Oh."
I can understand the misunderstanding there. I can understand it. It's so similar.
I was known as SteadyMuffin from that moment on. I never took it up as my name for everything, because you know how hard it is when the internet was coming up and everybody had to have usernames that were different. And I had one that nobody else has got. Nobody else has got that. Actually, that's not true. There is a song apparently called Steady Muffin, not together.
By Notorious B.I.G. apparently.
No, it wasn't. I don't even know what it is. It's like, if you put it into YouTube, it will come up. But yeah, nobody else has got that name.
Cool. So what made you want to start creating content then?
Really, just I used to watch a hell of a lot of YouTube when I lived on my own. Bit sad, I know, but I was watching a lot of COD YouTubers back in the day. And I played a lot. I've always been a gamer since I could pick up a controller. And it just got to that point where I was like, I had a laptop and I was like, can I do this as well? Like, I feel like I can probably create some content. So as you saw, I just started making like little clip videos, and it just grew from there. Really, I'm one of these types of people that if I'm going to do something, I'll go probably all in. So from where I started off just on like a laptop, it's now evolved into a full setup with cameras and lights and everything like that.
Nice.
But yeah, that's pretty much where we started. Just watching it and playing with my mates and putting the two together.
You thought you'd have a bit of that, did you?
Oh, some of that. It wasn't. I never really thought it would go anywhere. Like you hope, didn't you? But it was just a. This is what I like to do. I like to think of myself as a slightly creative person, so I thought I could put together some good stuff.
So previous to this channel, have you done anything like this before? Have you had other channels? Have you dipped your toe in anything like this before?
No, YouTube was my very first foray into content creation. Post YouTube, like during the journey, I was on Mixer. I joined like a sporting organization, eSport. It wasn't really an esports team. It was starting up, trying to be an esports team. So we did some Mixer, Twitch. I even dabbled in a bit of Facebook, But no, YouTube was YouTube was my starting point. No other channels until I created my second one, which is pretty dead in the water, to be fair. But yeah, no, this is it.
So you solely stream on YouTube now? You don't do Twitch or anything else?
Nope. I have a Twitch channel still. It still sits there with a couple of hundred followers on it, but I don't plan on ever going back on there again.
So out of all the ones you've been on before, how do they compare? What was best and why? I'm assuming YouTube because you've stuck this one out, but
You would think so, wouldn't you? But I actually genuinely think that Twitch is easier to stream on. It's a lot more simple, a lot more features, etc., than YouTube's got. YouTube's trying to catch up, aren't they? Because they've got more and more bigger streamers now, content creators on the platform. They're trying to bring out more and more tools to rival Twitch. But I personally think that Twitch is a hell of a lot easier to stream on. Like I said, you got a lot more things that can go on, add-ons, etc., with Twitch. But I've always been on YouTube, and I built my audience, my viewership on YouTube, and I never wanted to get away from that, really.
So what is YouTube to you? Is it a hobby, or is there a plan for this to eventually become a full-time job?
Oh, it's a hobby, 100%. It's always been a hobby. I never think it's going to be more, because I don't have the time to put into it. Got lots going on in the outside life, in IRL. You always hope, like, if it ever did, I'd be like, whoa, that's brilliant. Let's do it. And then on the flip side, I'm like, oh, would I really want to sit in front of my computer streaming for like 8 hours or whatever to try and get enough money to pay the mortgage and stuff like that? I don't know.
Doesn't have to be streaming though, does it?
No, it doesn't have to be. But I like streaming. I still make videos and stuff like that, but yeah, streaming is my number one thing at the moment. But I don't know. I think I'm happy with it being a hobby, and it pays out a little bit of money every now and then. And I've met some really great people during the journey. So yeah, whatever happens. I'm not that fussed.
And are you happy how your channel's performing right now, or where's your head at with it?
I guess so. Like, I've grown slowly. I've had a lot of people that I've met through YouTube be smaller than me in viewership and sub count wise, etc., and then have outgrown me. Like you, for instance, you was at like 1,000 subs at the start of the year, and now look at you. Damo, Merseytile, Xbox Champion. These guys have all gone on to surpass me in viewership and subscriber count and that. And I've just had to accept it. It's just that have, like I said, outside life. I've got a wife, I've got a baby on the way, I've got a house, a full-time job, and I enjoy chilling out in my spare time. I guess if I dedicated my entire time outside of that to YouTube, then maybe I could create more content and go live more, etc. But I'm happy with the way it is, and I'm not sad about it. Obviously, you'd love to see the subscriber count go up and up and up and up, and we've not found the answer to the algorithm to get your streams out to more people, your videos, your shorts, etc. But I'm growing, and that's fine.
Now, when I was doing my research today on the podcast, I went right back to your first videos to give me a bit of an idea of the evolution of the channel. You can see a real change from where you started to where you are now, saying like you first started streaming with no face cams, and now you've got like stunning overlays and intro theme tunes. So my question to you is, do you create all the graphics and effects yourself, or do you outsource them and buy them in? What do you do?
So back in the day, yes, it was all me. The original SteadyMuffin logo was created by myself and my wife, or girlfriend at the time. The current setup is no. The overlay and the new muffin was created by somebody else, somebody that's got more skills than me. Things like the gifts for the redeems and the redeems themselves, the audio bits, stuff like that, that's all done by me. I do the only things that I haven't created myself from my current setup stream will be like my overlays, my logo, my transition. Everything else was done by me.
So you've been streaming for about 8 years now, and let's face it, that is a long time. So if you were to reflect back on your journey so far, is there any notable highlights that you can think of?
The biggest highlight for me as the streaming side was to see the growth of the channel over making videos. I felt when I was making just videos, the channel was very slow, the growth, the viewership, etc. And as soon as I started streaming and I saw it increase and saw that that was a good way to take the channel and make it grow better and faster, that was a highlight for me. Like, yeah, and that's when I put like a lot into getting the setup correct. Like like I said, I don't like doing things by half. My wife is always like, I mean, she made my first green screen for me. I haven't got it up at the moment, but she made my first green screen for me on a wooden frame with some green cloth. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I'm going to spend £100 on this one after a while, though. So
Thank
I
you,
don't.
but I've already bought one. It's on its way from Amazon.
Nah, I used it. If you go back and look at my first like videos with a green screen, you can tell because the lighting's really bad. It's all see through and stuff, and it's terrible quality. But yeah, I don't like. I looked at it and I was like, this looks horrible. And so eventually, once I saved up the money, probably put money from what I made into it into buying a proper green screen. I got these two big box lights now, which actually were a wedding present from my wife, which is a bit weird, but she knows me, so she knows what I wanted. Yeah, I don't like doing things by half. I wanted it to look sharp and good. So yeah, highlight, I'd say probably around about that.
On the flip side of that, what's been your biggest challenge so far as a content creator?
Motivation to keep on going.
Because it's tough.
It's very tough.
People don't see this side of content creation. They just think you post videos and you live stream, you're having a great time, living your best life, playing video games, and hopefully getting paid for it.
Yeah, if
But
only
they don't see the downside to it, do they?
it is. Yeah, no, they don't. Like a lot, like people that try and get into doing this, and like, they don't figure out how hard it is. Like as a YouTuber, as any content creator, probably on any platform, your biggest enemy is the numbers. The numbers are always your worst enemy. You look at those numbers, and it hurts when you don't see them going up like you think they should. And I've learned over the 8 years, however it's been, to just try and not care about the numbers as much as you can. I don't look at my likes on a stream anymore, like all the time. I occasionally will go over to them and go, oh, we're on this many likes. Come on, guys, let's hit the like button. Obviously, throughout streams, I'm saying like, I'll make sure you hit the like, but I'm not looking to see how many it's on anymore. I don't look at how many concurrent viewers I have. I look at like how many views the stream's got overall at the end because it flashes up on the screen. You can't avoid that. But I don't try and let it get to me as much as it did, because it did, and I bet it does to everybody. Everybody that does this, it will get to. But if I have to give any advice to anyone, I'll be like, just don't worry about the numbers. Do what you do, what you enjoy, and try different things. Like if something's not working, try something else. Was that answer the question? Again, I forgot what the
100%.
original question
No,
was.
100%. Don't worry, mate. We'll keep
memory.
on track, and whatever not, I'll just edit out. Or like Damo's one, I won't. I'll just say I will, and don't bother doing it for comedic value.
There you go. Yeah, brilliant.
So to try and get us back on track, is there any other content creators that you look up to or inspire you at all?
Oh, plenty. Like I said, was watching Call of Duty creators like Marley13. He's a Scottish lad that I actually met. Yeah, I met him when I went to Scotland. I went to Glasgow for a gaming event with the esports team that I was with. I say esports, there wasn't really esports team. They were a gaming organization called Nuclear Vikings, created by an ex-footballer. I can't remember his name. I think his name was Ross something. He got injured, made this team, got a load of YouTubers and that together, and tried to create something. And we went to Scotland, and Marley was at the event, and I met him, and I was like, this guy is. I've watched all of his old Call of Duty videos and his funny stuff, and I've watched him grow over the years because he's so good, and I can't believe he's not even on 1 million subscribers, and I think he's brilliant. But I watched him, Elite Shot, who's another Call of Duty player. He's got over 1 million subs, although he fell off a little bit. He's coming back now, but he's so good at the game as well. Unbelievable. And FIFA as well. Watch a lot of FIFA YouTubers, and I took some inspiration from them as well, even though I don't play FIFA on the channel. So maybe just the way it is. 2Sync, my favorite YouTubers, at the moment, like all been has been for the past X amount of years. They're so funny. Not just I don't like the FIFA. I don't really care about too much, but the way they interact with each other and
You
stuff
watch
is so
it for
good.
them rather than the game.
Yeah, rather than the game. I do. I mean, I play a bit. I dabble in FIFA a bit, pro clubs and that. But Ultimate Team is what they play, and maybe it's. I feel like I don't have to play it because I can just watch them play it.
Now, a minute ago, you mentioned obviously you're married, you've got a wife, and you're expecting a little bambino. So, congratulations
Yes,
on
thank you
that.
very
Congratulations.
much.
When's the
Scary.
due date? Do you know?
It's the 18th of September. I don't know if this will be out at that point.
It
Maybe.
will be, yes. It will be.
So by the time this comes out, it may have popped. It may not
It may have.
have.
The next question is, are you the father?
Yes, I bloody hope so.
100%. There we go. Guaranteed, just like this. So, how does your good lady feel about your content creation? Is she really supportive, or because I know it can take a lot of pressure on a relationship, and you were mentioning you've got a full plate, so it can be difficult to try and juggle things. So, how does she feel about it, and how do you balance work, life, content creation, and how do you make it all work?
Cool. It's a juggling act. Well, it was anyway. I think Alina, I've been with Alina for what are we on now? 2024. We got together in 2012, and we were also together a little bit before that. So I've known her for a long time. I think she probably she definitely underestimated how much I game. And it was a bit of a shock to her system, especially once we moved in together. Um, how often I would be like, I'm going to go and game tonight with the boys. I'm going to go do this. And then when I started doing YouTube as well, I'd be like, I'm streaming on this day. I'm streaming on this day. And it affected her. And I think, but we worked it out together. That's why I don't stream 5 days a week or 7 days a week. I mean, if I could, I would. But I say to her, like, okay, I'm going to stream on Wednesday night and I'm going to stream Sunday afternoon. It'll be a few hours and then I'm done. And I think she just, obviously, she must really like me for some reason and accepted that. And she knows that I use, especially gaming, is my unwinding. Like, if I'm not streaming or doing any videos or anything like that, I game, like playing with clubs with the guys, playing COD, playing football, whatever I'm playing or doing in here. This is how I unwind at the end of the day. Other people watch TV or do something like that. I don't do that. I play games or do some editing or something like that. So she sort of gets that. And as long as I do spend and what have that balance. So like Monday nights, I also game with the fellas. Tuesday night, I spend time with her. Wednesday, I'm streaming. Thursday, I'll probably spend some time with her. Friday, I'll spend time with her, and we're together at the weekend, apart from Sunday for 3 hours. I make sure I spend enough time with her and that we do other stuff like going out for dinner, have dinner together, watch
Quality
TV,
time.
watching programs. Yeah, we even play games together as well. She likes Lego.
Wow, she's a keeper.
Yeah,
She's a keeper.
I put that ring on there, and that was it. I got that ring on it.
Now, you mentioned you're going to be a daddy, which is great
Yes.
news. So, with your idea or your knowledge of being a content creator, would you let future SteadyMuffin Junior become a content creator or streamer?
Maybe. I feel like I could give him or her some good pointers on how to do it. Probably not. I don't know, because nowadays you see so many people and you're like, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, yeah, I'm a content creator or I'm an influencer. And I'm like, oh, so you're unemployed, basically. What do you do
Wow.
with your life? If I
Hit
could.
that like button, folks. If you like what you see, go subscribe to him.
But yeah, I mean, if that's the route they wanted to go, like, I think us as parents will be quite like, what do you want to do? Yeah, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And try and support them in what they want to do. I'll do that if they wanted to go that way. It's a big thing now, isn't it? Content creation and influencing and
It
stuff like
opens
that.
the world up to so many possibilities as well. Now you don't have to have a degree to go and have a career anymore.
No, you do not. Indeed, you do. But I wouldn't mind if he wanted or she wanted to become a lawyer or a doctor or something like that as well. I'll support them through that. It'll be a lot more expensive.
For
Putting them
you,
through for me, yeah, putting them through uni, and it'd be a lot easier if I can just buy a PC and or an Xbox and off you go.
Yeah. What about your parents then? So, do they know about your pastime? You know, where you put yourself out to the world for the whole world to see? Are they proud of you?
Well, my mum passed away 9 years ago, 8 years ago. I should really know the date, but she passed away a long time ago. I was obviously a gamer. I had my first gaming system was a Master System.
Yes, Sega.
All the viewers have just gone, huh? What the hell is
Remember
that?
it well. Alex the Kid in Miracle World.
Yeah, I had a Master System and a Mega Drive. Sonic the Hedgehog was my big fan, and she knew that. My mum and my dad, my real dad, they split up when I was very young, and then I had my stepdad who moved in with us when I was young, and we moved to where we lived when I was 11. So he got to know that I liked gaming and that very quickly. I didn't really do much YouTube when my mum was around, but my stepdad definitely knew about it and always asked about it. He unfortunately passed away last year, so that wasn't great. But they were always supportive of it. Although the classic line I can always remember when I lived at home and I'd be playing on my games and shouting and raging, and my mum would be shouting up saying, "It's only a game." And I'll be like, "Shut up, it's not only a game. This is life and death situation here." But yeah,
I've got to save the world.
Yeah, I'm doing whatever. I mean,
if I don't get Sonic's rings, then the whole world will stop.
That's exactly what it would have been like. Yeah. Sonic.
So, unfortunately, they're no longer with you. But when they were, did they have any sort of input in your content or the type of content that you created? Did they have any influence on it? Did they steer you in any way?
Nope, not really. They just knew I did it. That was basically it. They knew I played games. They knew I was doing YouTube. My family, I've got a couple of sisters. They all know about it and they ask about it, but they don't really have any input.
So talking about different types of content, there's so many different forms of content that you can create now, from long, shorts, lives, and now even vertical lives. Mm-hmm. But which form of content do you most enjoy making? Not which one gets you the most views, which one do you actually enjoy making the most?
I mean, I love streaming because of like just normal horizontal streaming. The new vertical streams were great for pushing numbers up, and that was basically it. I don't feel like you really gained much from them. The only enjoyment of it was, oh look, I've gained 20 subs from this stream, but the next day you're like, oh look, I've lost 15 of them. Brilliant. If I was to say, I would say normal horizontal streams I love doing. I love making a video though. I do enjoy the editing process. My 100 days hardcore Minecraft video, the first one I did, and the second one, to be fair, the 200 days and the next 100 days I did, I loved putting them together. I loved sitting there going through the footage, picking out, doing the audio, putting it all together and seeing at the end of it what it came out as. And I was really proud of, actually, that's one thing I should have said I was proud of doing. I was really proud of how they came out.
That wasn't one of the questions, but I'm glad you've sort of added to that.
Yeah, it was an earlier one you asked me about.
It was the highlight question, so that was your highlight.
Yeah,
learning how to edit and putting together something that didn't exist before, and you've put something that people can enjoy, which is the whole point of a content creator.
I've learned everything I know through doing it, like editing, streaming,
riding
a bike, everything I've done myself. I've not, been taught anything. I brought a video package. What was it called? Coral Studio 2X99 or something off eBay for like 30 quid or something, and I just didn't know how to use it, and I had to teach myself how to edit, how to clip something, how to add things, and slowly over time I just got better and better at it. I switched now to Premiere Pro, which is basically nearly the same, just everything is called something different, so I'm having to Google what this is. what is this in normal that I would use in Adobe. So I taught myself how to do everything, and I'm always quite proud of how it all came out. And that's why I'm look at the video side of it, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually really happy about how that come out. But if I was to say anything, I'll still say streaming.
So that's your favorite then? That's the one you get the most enjoyment out of?
Yeah.
Spot on. Now, you mentioned a minute ago about Sonic the Hedgehog, so let's talk about games for a second. One of your main games that you play is Fortnite. Now, looking back at your earlier streams, we can see that you were actually one of the OG players. So can you give me some thoughts on the evolution of the game, going right the way back to Chapter 1 and then forward 7 years to where the game is now?
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, you probably found my very first video on Fortnite was my first ever game of Fortnite. How terrible I was.
The guy was behind you, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't even. I generally thought the pre-game lobby was the start of the match. That was funny. The evolution of Fortnite. Wow. I would say one of the biggest evolutions of it has been obviously like the movement. If you take from very start, chapter 1, season 1 to where it is now, the biggest change has definitely been the movement for me. Obviously, like the building aspect, but I don't build that much. So I've played all that time, and I've never been one of those creative sweats that go and learn how to, triple edit and
It
this, that,
seemed
and the
really
other.
slow paced back in the day. Like you had plenty of time to sort of
Yeah,
go around, look what you wanted, and then sort of just attack someone if they happen to cross your path. Whereas now
exactly.
you're sort of getting attacked as soon as you land.
Yes, early game was so chill back in the day. But if I just look at, I'm thinking in my head, I see that video and I see like the games, and if I look at that over the years to now, you look at the gameplay, like you said, the pace of the game is so different. Whereas now you've got proper running, sprinting, sliding, mantling. And then back in the day, it was like a gentle jog, sort of, and you were like, that was fine. That was full fine and dandy. Let's make some stairs, sort of thing. Whereas now the game feels like it's played at like 100 miles an hour. Obviously, like the maps evolved quite a lot, the weapons have evolved quite a lot. But for me, it's just the pace of it. Maybe that's why I suck at it so bad. I've struggled to adapt to the pace of the game now. Yeah, but like I say, I never bothered to put that time and effort that maybe I should have done. Being an OG player from Chapter 1, should have put in and could have been the next ninja. I don't know.
Well, there's time yet, mate. There's time yet. My
Yeah,
biggest
well.
takeaway from your first video was how impressed you were with the guy who was building. You're like, look how good this guy is at building, and he was just laying floors.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was incredible. Look at that
This
guy
guy,
building.
he's building a floor. He's a
Can you
mess at this
imagine?
game.
Could you imagine if someone had not pulled 90s on me at that point? I probably would have fainted. Like, what's he doing? Wow, look what he's built. That's amazing. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, you were just. I was loving how you were actually enjoying spectating, and I think that's carried forward now because when you do your customs, and obviously as a streamer you get killed first,
Yeah.
you enjoy spectating the people that are playing with you.
Yeah,
And I
do.
think that really came across in the first video because the first video you got taken out by that. I can't even remember his name. I was gonna say it there, but it skipped my mind. And you watched him, but then he got beat at the end.
Sometimes I feel like I would be quite a good commentator. I do enjoy watching, like, you could take that into Rocket League as well. Like, I do private games and stuff like that, and I try to keep the fair teams and to get everybody in. And if there's no room for me to play, that's fine because I'll sit and watch and commentate. And I get really into it sometimes. And it would be the same with Fortnite. It would be the same with like Call of Duty or something like that. If I know Marley does a lot of commentary videos of COD Warzone nowadays, and I like, yeah, maybe that's what I should have done. Just commentate on these games rather than play it.
Why don't you commentate on the FNCS?
I've never really thought about it, to be honest.
Pop
I
in,
could.
commentate, and then you can just skip between the players and stuff like that. You could record a video for it, and you're technically covering the FNCS then. Maybe a little avenue for you.
I would probably rather do the Rocket League version. What's the Rocket League called? Is it the RLCS? I think. Yeah, I think I'd rather. I like. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind Fortnite, and I can commentate probably okay at it. But I think I'd rather do Rocket League. Just a weird one. Like, I really enjoy commentating on the private games that we do if I'm not playing. Even if I'm playing, I'm still commentating on it. I'm like, whoa, look, he's just done a musty flick. He's up the wall. He's gone off the wall. He's
there. It sounds
alien.
impressive.
Yeah, you have to learn obviously all the different moves. With
my son came running downstairs to me one day and said, "Dad, look at this clip. I was doing a helicopter." And I went, "You still playing Rocket League?" Yeah. I did a helicopter. I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Oh, there is some weird moves. There's a psycho. There's all pinches and stuff. There's all different sorts of names for these stuff.
You're still only driving a car into a big ball.
Yeah, you're playing essentially the same game as it was when it came out. Whereas I think with Fortnite, you've got more and more that's like building words and stuff that have evolved.
Cranking
editing, 90s, triple editing. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's more.
That's it, I think. That was it.
Could be it. That could be it. But yeah, wouldn't mind doing it. Maybe one day I'll look at doing that sort of content. I think I would enjoy it, to be fair.
Excellent. So as I mentioned earlier, you started your YouTube journey back in 2016. You had your account back in 2012. So there was a 4-year lull of you enjoying content rather than making it.
Yes.
Now, that also means that you were creating content right the way through COVID-19 pandemic. Is that correct? Right.
Yep.
So as COVID hit, we were all told to stay home, which as a result gave a lot of people too much free time on their hands.
Yeah.
Now, as you know, I like to do a bit of research on my guests. So I did a bit of digging and I managed to find on your personal TikTok account what I can
Ooh.
only assume
I
is
know
your
what this is.
audition tape to be a backing dancer for the pop star the weekend. Can you possibly tell us a little bit more about that? And I will put it on the screen for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of my viewers and people in Discord have seen these TikTok dances that we did. It was COVID. It was all the rage. It was all TikTok was fairly new as well. It wasn't that old at that point, was it? It was fairly new. Everybody and their mothers was doing these TikTok dances, and me and Alina were just like, you know what, we got nothing to do. Let's learn them, and we spent a lot of time practicing those
I'll
ones.
be honest with you, they look good.
Yeah,
They
especially the
genuinely, you
first
had it
one.
down to a T, especially that one where you obviously tap feet and stuff. I don't know what the dance is,
Yeah,
but it looked good.
that one was hard. The blinding lights one was the medium one. The weird arm one was simple. That took like 2 minutes to learn. But the foot tapping one and the blinding lights one, they took so many takes. Like our phone was full of takes of trying to get them sorted out. But no, we really enjoyed it. But the problem was it was boiling hot. I don't know if you remember, there was a heat wave during the
No, I
first
was
COVID
working through it because
lockdown.
apparently I was a key worker.
Oh, you're a key worker, which you're unlucky. Thank you very much, though, for all the work that you did
Yeah,
during
no
that
one.
time.
I work in the motor industry, so no one was at the back door rattling pots and pans for me. Unfortunately, it was just NHS
Oh,
workers. But we kept the
oh.
ambulances on the road. You know,
Well, that's just
key
as
workers.
important, my man. That is just as
100%.
important.
100%.
Well, you wouldn't have known, but there was a heat wave then, and that's where it was so hot learning these dances. I was sweating, and I was like, "Let's wait a minute. Give me a towel. I need to dry off quick
I
before
think the
we
reason you were
record
hot
it."
wasn't the temperature; it was more the fact you had hair in your head as well.
I did. I mean, not much. It was definitely on its way out by then.
So when was it you decided to finally bite the bullet and become follically challenged like myself? Then.
It was everybody did it, didn't they? Well, not everybody, but there was loads of people that went for the COVID look because none of the hairdressers
Oh, no
were
one was
open.
getting. Oh, of course, yeah, it was
So
a COVID
all
cut,
you
wasn't
could
it?
do was shave it or let it grow. And I've always known that my hair was on its way out. Like men, it happens. I would recommend don't try and hang on to it. Don't comb it over or anything like that. Just let it go because as soon as I did
All
it,
right, Elsa.
let it go. As soon as I did it though, and Alina looked at me and was like, "Oh, it actually suits you." I was like, "Ah,"
There you go.
and
You
I've
don't have
never
a
looked
funny
back
shaped
since.
head.
Hmm. It looks all right, I suppose. Apologies for looking red, everyone. It's really hot in this room. I should have put my
Mm,
fan on.
He's just been doing some TikTok dances before this.
Yeah,
So he's all warmed up.
definitely. But yeah, they were a lot of fun, those dances, and but there's no plans for any more. But
Any comeback. We're not going to see it live on stream, are we?
no, people found them and they enjoyed them, and that was it.
Good. So goals and aspirations for the future. Tell me about the future. What's in store for the channel over the next 1 to 2 years? Have you got any plans? Any ideas you want to do?
Well, I mean, the future's a bit murky, to be honest with you. The future's uncertain because of pending baby. Um, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you, what the plans are for the next 2 years. I hope to carry on streaming in some capacity and making content on the channel. I don't know though, to be honest with you.
Well, we got a bunch
Um,
of shorts about Lucy the cat when you obviously got her as a kitten. So are we going to get loads of little snippets of you changing dirty nappies and stuff or what?
I doubt it. Alina doesn't really want baby on the internet. She's going to be one of those lovely people
And
that
that's fair enough. You've got to protect the children.
that's
You have to.
absolutely. It's all, she's already said, like, I said, like, we'll put a photo up of when it's born on Facebook. And she's like, oh, I don't know about that. And I'm like, look, one picture on Facebook's not going to do anything. But she's like, well, what if the baby doesn't want to be on Facebook? And I'm like, the baby doesn't know anything.
If
So
the
it
baby
doesn't...
finds a stream or the Facebook page when he's 18 and it has a complaint, we'll delete it then.
yeah, take it up with it then.
Well, obviously, you've been demoted to the garage. Is that correct? Because you used to have your own office.
Well, no, technically speaking, I've upgraded.
Oh, sorry. Is that what you're telling yourself?
Yes, so myself was in one end of the room and I worked down the other end because I found I couldn't work at my setup. I get too distracted. So Alina used to have her desk that she would work on, but she doesn't work on it anymore. So I took it. Um, we were like, okay, well, this will be the nursery, obviously. And then where's my setup going to go? We got a garage. Our neighbor across the road had a converted garage where the front of it's still a garage, but the back of it's a room. We went over and had a look, and we was like, this would work. So in the space of 3 months, we got the garage converted. Here I am in it now, and it's actually really nice. So I feel like I've upgraded because now I've got my very own streaming room. Technically,
Studio. It's a studio, mate.
it's a studio.
Yeah.
Compared to just being in the spare bedroom, I'm now in my studio
/ man cave.
We actually called it the south wing because it's south facing. So
house is that big, is it? Can't hide the cash, guys. Can't hide the cash. Can't take it with
We've
you.
got a south wing and the house. There we go. That's what we got. But yeah, it's lovely.
What we're going to do next, we're going to do the quick fire round. So I did this with the previous guest, and I'm going to give you 20 seconds. I'm going to give you 2 words. You have to give me the quick response as fast as you can. The first word that comes to your brain out of these 2. Okay? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Excellent. Let's begin. Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Texting or calling?
Texting.
Facebook or TikTok?
Facebook.
YouTube or Twitch?
YouTube.
Beach holiday or snowboarding holiday?
Beach.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Intel or AMD?
Intel.
Fortnite or Call of Duty?
COD.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
TV or books?
Books.
Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Superheating or X-ray vision?
X-ray vision.
Chalk or cheese?
Cheese.
Flip-flops with socks or without?
Without.
Netflix or chill?
Ooh, chill.
Chill. There we go, folks. Managed to get through that. I think we took longer than 20 seconds because he was thinking really hard about some of those questions.
Some of them was difficult.
It's meant to be quick fire. You don't meant to sit and peruse the choices.
Yeah, true.
Right. Another feature I like to do in the podcast is I like to get the guests to leave a question for the next guest. So the previous guest left a question. So the question left by the previous guest was, if you could go back to when you first started, would you do something different? And if so, what would it be?
Oh, as in starting this YouTube journey. If I could do something different, maybe go straight to streaming rather than making videos. Yeah, I think I would have been better off doing that. Maybe
Straight to streaming.
If I could have done, yeah. I mean, if I could go back to when I first started watching YouTube, I would say start making content back then because I had the means to do it when I was 5 years younger and didn't do it. But yeah, I think maybe go to streaming rather than making videos if I could have done.
Excellent. Now I need you to leave a question for the next guest. Now you don't know who they are. It's completely blind and it's on the spot. But I need you to think up a question that I'll then ask the next guest.
Content creator question.
It doesn't have to be content creator question. It could just be anything you want to ask.
Oh, crumbs. Do you think that pineapple belongs on pizza?
Oh, no. That is gonna spark a real conversation about.
I know.
Wow. So does pineapple belong on pizza?
What do you think?
I'm not a fan of it, but my son loves a Hawaiian pizza.
No.
So I'm still waiting for the DNA test, but the jury's out on it. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of pineapple though. I can drink pineapple juice, but not eat a pineapple.
What about when you have a gammon steak? Do you put pineapple?
No, I don't. I just have a fried egg.
You know what? I've done that. I normally put pineapple on it, but the last couple of times I've made sure I've got an egg to hand because I think I like an egg on it. It's almost like egg and bacon, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It's like having a fry up.
Yeah, it's lush. Absolute lush.
So we're at the end. We've got one final question for you.
Ooh.
And it's a really good one, and I need a straight answer from you. What happened with you and Rob on Damo 240's couch that night?
Oh dear, that is unfortunately between me, Rob, and the couch. It's a bit like the
fun enough, the next guest is the couch, so I'm going to ask it.
Yeah, go for it. It's like the fishing trip from Gavin and Stacey. It's something that is just a rumor.
And is that where Rob got his nickname Rager Rob from?
Certainly got something. Yeah, maybe. You'd have to ask Rob.
Right, okay, I will. Right, well, thank you very, very much, SteadyMuffin, for coming along to today's podcast. You are the second guest in the podcast, so thank you so much for being part of it, mate.
That's okay, man. Thank you for having me.
If you haven't checked him out already, folks, we will put his link and everything in the description, so make sure you go check him out and drop him a sub if you like what you see. Let's see if we can get him to 10k if we can, folks.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, SteadyMuffin, and I will catch you in your streams, mate.
Thank you very much. Goodbye,
See you
everyone.
later, guys. Bye.